There's a strange new trend going viral across TikTok and YouTube right now, and people are calling it one of the most unexpected natural hair growth hacks of 2026. It combines two completely different things that almost nobody would think to mix together: rosemary and coffee. One is an ancient herb that has been used for centuries in traditional remedies for scalp and skin health, and the other is something billions of people drink every morning just to stay awake. But now, people are claiming that when you combine these two and apply them directly to your scalp, something interesting starts to happen. Reduced hair fall, improved scalp health, and even faster hair growth within a short period of time. At first, I honestly thought it was just another internet exaggeration, because we see so many miracle hair growth hacks
My
online
hair's thinning
that never
so
really
much.
deliver, but the amount of people
I
showing
need to do
before
something
and
about
after
this.
results and talking about reduced shedding made me curious enough to test it myself properly for 7 days, with no other oils, no serums, no minoxidil, no extra treatments, just this one simple mixture to see if there was any real effect behind the hype. On day 1, I started by preparing the mixture in a very simple way. I took fresh rosemary leaves and boiled them in water for a few minutes until the water became dark and herbal looking. Then I brewed a normal cup of coffee separately and let both liquids cool down completely. After that, I mixed them together and made sure the temperature was safe for scalp application. Then I sectioned my hair and applied the mixture directly onto my scalp, slowly making sure it reached the roots instead of just sitting on the hair strands.
So good.
And then I massaged it for several minutes
Just coffee,
to increase
but it's
blood
perfect.
flow
It looks
and
good.
help absorption. The smell was very strong, a mix of bitter coffee and herbal rosemary, which was not exactly pleasant, but tolerable after washing it off. I did not notice anything dramatic on day 1. There was no instant hair growth, no sudden thickening, and no magical transformation. But there was one small change. My scalp felt unusually clean, like it had less buildup, and felt lighter compared to a normal wash on day 2. I started paying closer attention and noticed something small but interesting. My scalp stayed fresher for longer than usual. Normally my hair would start feeling slightly oily after a day, but
No,
this
not
time
again.
it felt cleaner and less
Why
greasy,
is this
which
happening?
made me think something
I
might
can't
be
believe it.
affecting oil balance on the scalp. By day 3, things became more noticeable, not visually dramatic, but physically. I noticed less hair falling out
It's
during
really
combing,
happening.
and even when running my fingers through my hair, the
can't stop
usual
it.
few strands I would normally see were reduced, and that made me more curious, because hair fall reduction is usually one of the first signs people look for when trying any natural remedy. On day 4 and 5, I started observing changes in hair texture. Rather than growth, my hair felt slightly stronger and less
Day
fragile
7.
at the roots.
Progress
it was
is
easier
looking
to comb,
good.
and there
The
was less
thinning areas
breakage
are filling
during
in.
washing, which made me think that if anything was happening, it was more about strengthening the scalp environment rather than producing new hair
What
instantly.
happened to
Now,
my
This is
hair?
where we need to understand
This is
what
a
is actually
disaster.
happening behind the scenes.
I can't go out
Coffee
like
contains
this.
caffeine, which is known in some studies to help stimulate blood circulation in the scalp, and better circulation can support healthier hair follicles, while rosemary has been studied for its potential to support scalp health and reduce factors linked to thinning hair. So theoretically, when you combine them, you are not creating a miracle solution, but you are creating a natural mixture that may support a healthier scalp environment over time. By day 6, I was very careful not to get carried away because I still had no visible new hair growth. But what I did notice was consistency in
happening.
reduced shedding and a more balanced scalp
I can't
condition,
stop it.
meaning it did not get oily too fast and did not feel irritated or dry, which is actually an important factor for long-term hair health. By day 7, I did a final check in the mirror, expecting maybe some visible change, but there was
Day
no
7.
dramatic transformation,
Progress is looking
no sudden
good.
regrowth,
The thinning
and no
areas
new
are
hairline
filling
appearing
in.
overnight. But there was a realistic outcome. That actually matters more in real-life situations: reduced hair fall,
What happened to my
improved
hair?
scalp freshness,
This is a
and
disaster.
slightly stronger
I can't
hair
go
feel
out like this.
overall, which is often the foundation before any real visible regrowth can even happen. And this is where most people get disappointed with natural remedies, because they expect instant visible results. But hair health does not work like that. Real improvement is usually slow, gradual, and dependent on consistency, nutrition, genetics, and scalp conditions. So, after 7 days, would I call this a miracle hair growth hack? The honest answer is no. But would I say it is completely useless? Also no, because it may actually support scalp health and reduce shedding for some people, but only if they understand that this is not a quick fix, it is more of a supportive routine, rather than a magic solution, and that is exactly where most viral claims on the internet tend to mislead people.